Bangladesh has actually changed, and it has changed dramatically. The simple fact that for the last 10 years, over 10 years, as Professor Anderson said, that we've been achieving a growth rate of over 6%. And in fact, this year the Asian Development Bank has predicted that we will cross 7%, in spite of the global situation. It is something which is remarkable. I don't think there are that many countries in the world. We could in fact count those countries on your fingertips who have been able to achieve that kind of growth. And the main reason for this is actually the private sector. It is the private sector which has actually led this transformation of Bangladesh. And when the government decided that they would actually act as a facilitator, create an enabling environment which would allow the private sector to perform, we from the private sector actually did perform. And this is, it's this morning at the US Chamber I was saying that when I started my business career in Bangladesh, everything was done by the government. And at that time, we could not even imagine that things which the private sector is engaged in today, that we would be doing that. We have private sector universities, we have private sector hospitals, we have private sector airlines, we have private sector television stations, and I can go on and on. In the agriculture sector, we are a country of over 150 million people. We grow 22 million tons of food grain. That's enough to feed ourselves. And that's entirely private sector led, because all the farmers who are growing that food, they are all private sector. So basically what the government has actually done, and as the Honorable Foreign Minister explained, has created an enabling environment and has acted as a fantastic facilitator. But besides the achievements which has already taken place in Bangladesh, the future is very, very bright, because what the present government, the other thing which they are doing, which you mentioned is the paradigm shift, is the regional integration. That is something taking full advantage of Bangladesh's geographical position. The other area where I think Bangladesh is really moving forward, and that's because, as it was mentioned, that our population, we have a very young population, is the government's program for digital Bangladesh. We have really, it's remarkable the kind of achievements which we have. You wouldn't imagine that in Bangladesh today, as was, that there are areas of government which are fully automated. Public procurement, you can go online and look at public procurement programs. The custom house, the Chittagong port are all now automated. And not only is the infrastructure for this automation, we have now, we are connected to the submarine cable, we are putting in another submarine cable, we are putting in terrestrial connectivities coming up, and the way we are moving forward in creating the infrastructure for ICT is really, I think, remarkable. And this is again another area where I think the infrastructure will be in place, which will really enable Bangladesh to move forward rapidly.